Hello, welcome to Daily Biz. I'm Quang from Hanoi, and here are the stories and news making the headlines for today. State receives $30.8 billion from bond market. Automated customs system showing effectiveness in Quảng province. And more supermarkets to be built in Mekong Delta region. As usual, as the beginning of our news for today, let's take a look at the updated information on the stock market. Both bourses of the Vietnamese Stock Exchange failed to recover this Wednesday and continued on their downward trend. On the Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange, VN Index retreated 6.8 points to finish at 603.59 points. Top stocks of the bourse were also on the fall, as the VN30 index lost another 3.17 points to stop at 655.14 points. Over 132.7 million shares were traded on this bourse at the total value of more than $135.17 million. Meanwhile, on the Hanoi Stock Exchange, the HNX index edged down 0.04 points to close at 87.71 points. Over $75.3 million was spent at the Northern Bourse to trade nearly 68.9 million shares. Unlisted companies also saw their stock prices go down as the upcoming index shed 1.8 points to close at 62.29 points. And next is the quick look at the biggest gainers and losers of the day. The Market Development Department under the State Security Commission of Vietnam is now proposing to eliminate a series of fees for enterprises, including management fee and evaluation fee. The move is proposed in an effort to encourage enterprises to register with the upcoming index, the group of unlisted companies. Other regulations are also proposed to be loosened up, such as various kinds of firm information announcement. The firm may use their own audit companies instead of the auditor appointed by the State Security Commission. After 5 years of operating separately from Vietnam's stock market, the country's bond market has developed rapidly and provided the state with $30.8 billion in value. Vu Bang, president of the State Securities Commission, confirmed this at a Tuesday's press conference, which the Ministry of Finance and the Hanoi Stock Exchange organized.
The contribution value of the bond market represents nearly 18% of the country's gross domestic product. In addition to market value, there were encouraging changes in the structure of investors. Although most buyers were commercial banks, the market received increasing interest from insurers, fund management companies, and foreign investors. However, the bond market was still considered small compared to banking markets in the overall structure of the financial market. To attract more foreign investors, the Ministry of Finance has suggested reducing or removing taxes until the market was more developed.
The Consumer Price Index (CPI) in the country's two largest cities rose since September due to the 8.55% increase in the cost of education. According to the Hanoi Statistics Office, the capital's CPI rose in September by 0.51% over August and increased 3.36% year-on-year. The department added that the education costs were up because of rising tuition fees in universities and colleges, in line with the roadmap approved by the Prime Minister. In September, gold prices fell by 1.65%. The price of the US dollars also fell by 0.09% over the previous month. The Ho Chi Minh City Statistics Office reported that the September CPI was up 1.13% against August, with a year-on-year increase of 3.16%. Vietnam's trade deficit was estimated at $955 million for the first half of September, reducing the country's total export surplus since the beginning of the year down to $2 billion, according to customs statistics. The two-week trade turnover grossed $11.8 billion, or 9% lower than the figure recorded in the preceding last 2 weeks of August. From January to September the 14th, the country's cumulative trade surplus hit $2 billion, with $6.5 billion attributable to foreign invested enterprises. Key export items for the period include telephones and components, crude oil, seafood, footwear, computers, electronic products, and spare parts. What used to take 5 hours has been cut down to less than 20 minutes. That's thanks to a new import-export program designed to quickly move goods through customs gates. It's called the Vietnam Automated Cargo and Port Consolidated System, or VNACCS-VCIS, and the Customs Department of Quang Tri Province has officially been using it since May. Here's our report on how the system performed in the first 3 months.
Since the beginning of May, individual import and export procedures at the Lao Bao International Border Gate of Quang Tri Province have been taking only 10 to 15 minutes. The time it takes for file approvals has also been significantly reduced, a result of the new VNACC or VCIS system.
It used to take 3 to 5 hours at the border gate to do the procedures, not including the time for the files preparation. But now with this new automated system, it only takes us a little more than 10 minutes. VNACC VCIS is a very modern and useful system, which brings convenience to both the companies and the custom authorities. We'll also rely on it for more accurate management.
The most important automated steps in this new system are import-export goods evaluation, as well as tax category identification, tax calculation, and tax payment. The goods are actually moved through the evaluation space as the exporters fill out their registration forms, so a lot of time can be saved.
To keep this system working effectively in the future, we are doing more training for our staff, appointing more experienced staff to the important posts of the system. We are also encouraging firms in the export and import sector to get familiar with the system to help them in their business.
More than 10,000 import and export declaration forms are estimated to have been approved by the Quang Tri Customs Department so far this year, using the VNACC or VCIS system. The reduced time that this system brings is one important sign of its success. It is slowly gaining popularity among the import and export firms.
Before we come into other news and stories, let's take a quick look at the updated exchange rates for today. Large amounts of money are expected to be pumped into the southern housing market, especially in Ho Chi Minh City, which is recovering rapidly, according to analysts. Liquidity has improved significantly in recent months, which is encouraging greater investment in new housing projects. On its second founding anniversary in early September, the National Housing Organization announced that it would develop 14 projects costing 20 trillion Vietnam dong in Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Bình Dương, Quảng Ngãi, and An Giang. Deputy Minister of Construction Nguyễn Trần Nam said the real estate market has recovered strongly and seen a sharp increase in the number of transactions. Inventories have fallen sharply from 120 trillion Vietnam dong worth to 83 trillion Vietnam dong. More supermarkets are coming to the Mekong Delta. partly because the stores there now are doing so well. According to the Can Tho Department of Industry and Trade, sales revenue of 7 supermarkets in Can Tho City in 2013 reached $100 million, 2 times higher than just 2 years earlier. Can Tho authorities will focus on boosting commercial shopping and give support to investment projects in supermarkets and trade centers.
Lotte Mart Can Tho has just been upgraded from a supermarket to a much larger Sen City Can Tho Trade Center, which features a supermarket, shopping center, entertainment area, and food court. I prefer shopping in big malls because I have more options for buying what I like. I also feel more secure because I know the brand labels are authentic. I prefer buying things in shopping centers because I don't have to worry about bargaining or fake products. Everything has price tags and there are discount programs sometimes. The attitude of the staff here is also very good and professional. On average, we welcome about 12,000 consumers a day. It can reach 15,000 consumers a day during holiday season. Can Tho ranks third among Vietnam cities with the highest consumer purchasing power after Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. Can Tho is also the trade hub of other cities and provinces in the Mekong Delta region, with current supermarkets in operation such as Metro, Vinatex, Co-op Mart, and Big C. Can Tho is building 3 new supermarkets with total area of 4 hectares to meet consumer demand.
We just signed a contract with Korean partners to build more Lotte Mart. Co-op Mart will build 2 more supermarkets soon. I hope these projects will help boost the commercial sector of Can Tho City and add more value to the commercial services.
Commercial activities play a vital role in boosting the GDP of the city. Construction of supermarkets and trade centers in Can Tho will help introduce a new way of shopping and enhance the quality of life for consumers.
Vietnam Airlines announced 2 new direct routes from Phu Quoc to Singapore and to Siem Reap, Cambodia, in a press conference on September the 24th in Ho Chi Minh City. Starting November the 2nd, 2014, the new route from Phu Quoc Island to Singapore will operate 2 flights per week using a A321 aircraft. 3 flights per week to Siem Reap, Cambodia will start flying on December the 18th using a TR-72 aircraft. A new 5-star Vinpearl resort will also be inaugurated with the launch of the new routes, all part of a master plan to develop Phu Quoc into a special economic zone of Vietnam. These activities will help boost tourism and attract more investment in Phu Quoc Island. And that's it for our Daily Beast for today. To watch our program, please simply log on to vtv4.vn or youtube.com/vtv4go. Thanks for watching and see you next time.